structure of flexible manufacturing systems and FMS computer systems in the factory, in the production system. The flow diagram is like NC part programming is there, corporate host computer. This NC programming is totally linked with the machine cells, program storage. There is a database, and you can also download the program. Host computer is having a system management. Networking is there, communication system, server, PLCs, and all these things. And all these things are connected with these five different departments. The first is the work part control, that is with the machine. A transport control, which is a material handling. Machine control, that is the machine station. Work part is with the work जो है उसके साथ work table है जो भी. Tool management is with the tool and production control, which is to control all the production. After all this, the parts are here, and this is the different automation systems where there is a factory. And if you see that this is the FMS computer system, and these all things comes in the planning, or you may say virtually it is working, these are working. And this is the factory, which is the online assembly station. Here the working is going on practical basis. यहाँ पे जो प्लान किया है, जो यहाँ पर जो ड्राइंग्स हैं, जो मैनेजमेंट है, जो कंट्रोल है, उसके थ्रू इसको यहाँ पर प्रैक्टिकली जो है ना यूटिलाइज किया जा रहा है. Duties performed by human laborers. Human laborers are very important. Maybe in the flexible manufacturing systems, in the fully automated systems, still human workers, human skilled are required. Loading and unloading parts from the system can be done by the human laborers. Changing and setting cutting tools are also sometimes done by the humans. Maintenance and repair of the equipments. In the advanced technology, the diagnostic system is there, the fully error recovery system is there, but still some maintenance and repair of the equipments are done by the human labors. NC part programming, part programmer is always the human worker. Programming and operating the computer system, again, some operations are done by the human labors. Overall management of the system is also done by the human manager, or senior managers are working there. The application of flexible manufacturing systems are in the machining. Most common application of FMS technology. The assembly, inspection is also can be done by the FMS technology. Sheet metal processing, the punching, shearing, bending, and forming. Right, these are also been involving some computer-aided design and computer-aided manufacturing and their interface. Forging processes are also done through the FMS technology, and these all are the advanced technology. We have this is one of the FMS है, chance board aircraft. एक industry है, एक fixed position layout कह सकते हैं आप इसको. Sorry, this is a batch production system, because FMS is working in the cell the different cells. And this is automated inspection station, manual inspection station, FMS control center. There is a server office where computers are there, control center always there in the industry, where there are all the systems are based on communications, information technology. AGV maintenance area is here. These are the AGVs, and these are the 4 different cells. This is CNC machining center. This is AGVs, right one. Automatic chip removal systems. And part cleaning station, standby parking. Load and unload station is here. So this is FMS at Chance Boat Aircraft, the courtesy of Cincinnati Mellachron. FMS for sheet metal fabrication. These diagrams are taken from the real life industries, real life manufacturing systems. This is SR machine, this is ASRS, and SR is going to receive or place the part in any aisle of the ASRS. In our case, in our lab, there is a lifter, which is also called SR machine. Anyhow, this is a rail guided cart. This is the rail in which the parts are going on, and ये एक हमारे पास जो है ना, इसके ऊपर एक कार्ट है जिसके ऊपर पैलेट लगा होता है और पैलेट उसको मूव करता है. A CNC punch press, these parts require some punch pressing, and CNC presser is also here. The parts move further. जब ज़रूरत हो यहाँ से इसको उठा के उसको मूव कर सकता है. This is FMS for sheet metal fabrication, right? The different benefits of the FMS. All the benefits which are due to the computer system, information system, the communication system, or automation comes under the umbrella of the FMS, right? Definitely it will increase machine utilization because all the system is having a very good communication system and all are based on computer. They are working under automation reasons. 24-hour operation likely to justify investment. Automation, automatic tool changing, automatic pallet changing in stations, queues of the part or station to maximize utilization, dynamic scheduling of production to account for change in demand. And we really discussed scheduling in a very detailed way, like what is the scheduling? The ordering of the parts on the machine with respect to time is called scheduling. And whenever the order is changing, overall max span is also changing. So we need to find the best optimal schedule of the parts on the machine where we have a very less time, maximum span. So if it is all computer based, then definitely you can find a very good optimal schedule. Fewer machines required, reduction in factory floor space required. All these are the benefits. Okay, other are the greater responsiveness to change because this is flexible. From the word flexible, you can see how much it is responsive to change. A change maybe occurs from the customer and from some technical aspects. It reduces inventory requirements. Different parts produced continuously rather than in batches. Lower manufacturing lead times because everything is computer based, automatic, so one can easily understand the lead time, and definitely it will reduce the lead time. Because in conventional system, there are too many if and buts with the machine, with the workers, with the material, and here in FMS, the main operations are done through CNC programming or robots. So that's the reason here the accuracy and precisions are more as compared to the conventional system. And that's the reason the lead time is also less. And most of you, I think, know what is lead time. Lead time is, again, I am telling you, it is the total time of the single part from the starting operation to the finished line. Right. For example, if I am going to order some steel bars, right? So company will take some time to produce the steel bar. So that is what the lead time. The time between placing an order and receiving the order is called lead time. Reduced labor requirements, right? Labor requirement has also been reduced because all the things comes under automation, computer-based systems, fully automatic system. So labor requirements has been reduced, and this is somehow against employment, and that's the reason abroad in America, US, Canada, there are some labor laws, unions in Pakistan also, but here the system is not very rigid, not very good. But abroad, labor's unions are striking against the robots, automation in the industry because this is automation which cuts jobs of too many people. It is having higher productivity. It is having an opportunity for unattended production. Machine run overnight, lights out operation. For example, if there are some machines, some workers which are not workers, some machines which are idle, which are not working well. So here is an opportunity for them to run overnight or to utilize in a better way through FMS. FMS planning and design issues are there. So first of all, part families considerations. It is based on the cellular manufacturing. Defining the part families of the family to be processed, based on part similarity, based on product commonality. Commonality mean again same common. Processing requirements determine types of the processing equipments required. We can also categorize them on the basis of the process requirements and physical characteristics of the work part. Size and weight determine size of processing equipments and material handling equipment same. And we have covered this section, how to make the families in a very detailed way. The previous lecture is silver manufacturing. Production volume. So what is the volume of the production? Like it is a process flow, production flow, or the job shop flow? Mass production, batch production, or job production, right? So annual quantities determine number of machines required. That's the reason. If you know, like this production volume will tell you how much machines you required and how much system you are required to produce such volume. That's the reason production volume is very important factor to understand the scale of the industry, the production system. What are different types of workstations required for the processing? That is also very important factor. If there is a casting process, then you need to have a casting machine, injection molding or something like that, because this is FMS. You can't adopt, you can't adjust any conventional method of forging, or it's like this. So variation in process routing is very important factor again in the process planning and design issues. Process routing is what the order of the process, the sequence. After that, you must fix the machines. That is a very important point. For example, it is not possible that at entrance, you need to fix the first operational machine. Not like at the entrance, it will be very unfeasible, not feasible to adjust the finishing operation machine, right? Definitely, it would be at the last of the sequence. So work in process and storage capacity is also very important. You need to identify where are the work in process and storage capacities required. For example, finished good inventory is also required some storage capacity, raw material inventory, and work in process. Some machines are having some problems, some issues, some bottleneck stations are there. You must understand, you must plan all these things before implementation of the FMS. This is comes in the FMS planning and design issues. Tooling, what are the different tools required? The pallets fixtures are required. So these are the important parameters. Operational issues comes in the FMS by scheduling and dispatching. Again, scheduling is one of the significant factors in operational FMS. Launching parts into the system at appropriate time is called scheduling. Again, scheduling comes with the time. When times comes, scheduling. And dispatching is what आप पार्ट को जो है डिस्पैच कर रहे हैं, पार्ट को जो है ना रिलीज कर रहे हैं, रिलीव कर रहे हैं, डिलीवर कर रहे हैं. Machine loading, deciding what operations and associated toolings at each workstations. These are very common things. For example, whenever you are going to implement FMS or any industry manufacturing systems, then you need to know all these things. Machine loading, what are the different tools required at each workstations, what are different operations, where you need to fix the machines, the sequence, the routing, the scheduling, dispatching, part routing, what must be the part routing, selecting routes to be followed by each part. For example, for different, job shop scheduling, each part having some specific or some, you may say, a special route, special sequence, which is concerned with that part. Every part must have some sequence, and you need to follow the sequence for that part, right? So in scheduling, you must know the route, the sequence of each part. Part grouping, which part should be on the system at one time. A tool management, when to change the tools, right? Now it is going towards operation. It is focusing now towards the the pure machining. What are the pallets and fixtures allocation? Limits on fixture types may limits part types that can be processed. No, here is a quantitative analysis of the flexible manufacturing systems. The techniques are deterministic models, queuing models, discrete event simulation. Other approaches include heuristics. Deterministic models are bottleneck model, estimates of production rate, utilization, other measures for given product mix, extended bottleneck model, aids, works and process, features to basic models. And we will cover all these deterministic models. These deterministic models, the first one. And the QE model, discrete event simulation, this is, the third number is you having a separate subject for discrete event simulation. The book, simulation with Arena. Okay, so if you remember, this is the PJ. PJ is the part mix, which is given, which is some of the all the parts varieties in PJ. Let me take the pen. It will be very helpful to use the digital pen for this mathematical analysis. This is PJ is equal to 1. Like, for example, if there are two varieties, one is P1, the other is P2, the other is P3, right? So sum of all will be equal to 1. Mix mean, like, for example, P1 will be 0.5, it will be 0.3, and it will be remaining 0.2. So sum of this will be equal to 1. Average workload. Again, the definition of the theoretical definition of workload is it is the time given to the machine for specific operation. Right? That is the workload. Workload is like my workload in the university is almost 13 hours per week. 13 hours per week. I am teaching for 13 hours per week.